This show is produced by the Harwood Podcast Network.
Hi, I'm Cindy Harris, and we love making this show available to you free of charge. If you'd like to help us keep it that way, make a contribution to our Karma Jar or become a show sponsor. To learn more, visit our website. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make hot chocolate. Now there are lots of powdered packaged hot chocolates out there in the market, but today I'm going to be showing you how to make a delicious cup of a homemade traditional hot chocolate and a white hot chocolate. Now if you want to follow along with the recipe, just get your smartphone and scan the QR code here on the screen and the recipe will pop right up for you. Many times people like to make a big batch of a dry cocoa mix so that when they do want a cup of hot chocolate on a cold day, it's real easy to put together. I'm going to take that same idea, but instead of making a dry powdered mix, I'm going to make a ganache. And I'm going to make both a regular chocolate ganache and a white chocolate ganache. That way, if you feel like having a cup of traditional hot chocolate, you've got your ganache for that. And if you decide you want a cup of white hot chocolate, we have ganache for that. So you can either make both or you can make one or the other, but the technique is the same. Now for the regular hot chocolate, you can either use semi-sweet or bittersweet chocolate. Now what I'm using today is a bittersweet chocolate. I find that gives a nice sort of rich flavor, which I like. And for my white chocolate, I'm going to be using some white chocolate. Now, I like Lindt chocolate, and this is what it looks like. It's a really creamy white chocolate, and it's wonderful if you can get your hands on it. If you can't, feel free to use any kind of white chocolate or white chocolate chips that you can find. Now, as you know, from previous podcasts I've done, white chocolate can be a little tricky to work with because it doesn't have the same properties as regular chocolate. So to help it melt a little bit easier, I'm going to take my bar chocolate and chop it up nice and fine. It's really important that we do that because white chocolate can't be melted at a very high temperature. It'll seize up on you. So if you do use a bar, do chop it up like this. So you'll want to make sure you have 2 cups of a bittersweet or semi-sweet chocolate and 2 cups of white chocolate. For the traditional hot chocolate, I'm also going to add a pinch of salt. Now to melt the chocolate, I'm going to get some heavy cream and put it in a small saucepan and heat it over medium heat on the stove until it comes to a boil. Now for the regular hot chocolate, I'll add 1 cup of the heavy cream, and for the white hot chocolate, we'll add 2/3 of a cup of hot heavy cream. And then I'll take one of my spatulas and I'll just start stirring, and you can see that immediately gets that chocolate starting to melt. And then with the white chocolate, the same thing, and you can see this is a really nice gentle way to melt white chocolate. And to the white chocolate, I'm going to add 1.5 tablespoons of chopped butter. That's going to add to the creaminess and the flavor. Now you do have to store this ganache in the refrigerator, and I found these cute little snowmen plastic containers that I thought would be perfect. I like that you could see through them and that they're holiday. I'm going to take and put my warm ganache right into the bowl. And I'll do the same with the white chocolate. Now, if I'm going to save the ganache for later, I'll let it sit on the counter for about a half an hour until it's cooled down. And then each of the containers has a little lid, and I can pop this on and put them right into the refrigerator. Now, when you are ready to make a cup of hot chocolate, get out a mug, and in it, I'm going to use about 3 tablespoons of my chocolate ganache. Now, if you have had your ganache in the refrigerator, this is going to be solid, but mine is liquid right now because it's still warm. I'll add a half a cup of milk, and you can use whatever kind of milk you have. I'm using a 2% milk today, but that's fine. And then I'll place the cups in the microwave for about 1.5 to 2 minutes until that milk is nice and hot. Now, if you wanted, you could also heat the milk in a saucepan on the stove. Now, once the cups come out of the microwave, you'll want to give them a stir to make sure that all that chocolate is mixed in with the milk. And then I like to top my hot chocolate with some marshmallows, but you could also use some whipped cream. Now that I've shown you how to make a basic cup of hot chocolate, in the next couple of episodes, I'm going to be showing you some variations. I'll show you a peppermint hot chocolate and a salted caramel hot chocolate using this chocolate ganache mix. Well, if you'd like to try this at home, just go to our website, go to the Sweet World show notes, and I'll have the recipe there for you. Don't forget to join us on Facebook. I put all kinds of behind-the-scenes info up there. And as always, if you have any questions or ideas for me, please send me an email. I'll see you next time.